Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and I hope you are all doing well. I know this video is coming a little late, maybe a lot late, but we'll try to do better in the future. But anyway, I have a question. You ever find yourself looking for advice and the only sound advice you receive is in the form of a mantra that states that your bag can never be too thick and that a snatched waistline is the road to battling the hard knocks of life? Well, if you have, then chances are you are dripped in fur, faux fur of course, don't come for me Peter, to stay warm while getting an education in life from Astrology's very own Mr. Freeze. Yes, we talking seagoat here. It's Capricorn season. Resident tenant of the house of career and public recognition, Capricorn is the 10th sign of the Zodiac. And through the glare of rose-colored glasses, we are led to believe that Caps are conventional, driven, and purposeful, with a refined taste and a refined style. Well, if you believe that, then you be the fool. Because these MFers are pompous, domineering, social climbers with a hardcover copy of Robert's Rules of Order in one hand, and oh yes, a prenuptial agreement in the other. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And this little ill-tempered, crusty celestial force grants Caps a dogmatic, don't give a damn personality. Goats don't strive for the mysteries of life. No, they'd rather have a career. Their maniacal personality is very much like the goat half of their symbol, maneuvering the jutting rocks to nimbly make it to the top of the mountain to be the king of the mountainside and everyone in it. But what about the other half, you may be asking? The fishtail part, The fishtail signifies the wet, emotional nature. But don't confuse this with the soppy sympathy of the other water signs like Cancer and Scorpio. For them, it's like a wet blanket to smother any feelings that may come to the surface. Think waterboarding. For them, they regard the institution of emotion like water regards oil. Instead of chanting about emotional tropes, they'd much rather recant the story of how once upon a time they were in the gutter and rose from the trenches to success. And never mind that their rise has them flipping burgers at the local 7-Eleven. That is of no consequence to them. Their ideas of success are totally subjective. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. You get it? Anyway, if you're looking to enjoy the light that life has to offer, well, you need to look further. Our dear Capricorn is a serious energy and not at all spontaneous. And it's this energy that makes them lose sight of what's important in exchange for material goods. And being born with the can't get no satisfaction gene, it often depresses them because once they do get the success they've been looking for, that is when they then realize that life has no meaning without joy or without someone close to enjoy it with. And don't dare argue. It seems like a lot of these signs, you want to tread lightly when you're arguing with them, but especially with this one. Because Caps, they refuse to lose and will keep getting up from every knock until they triumph, or until you go ahead and wave the white flag of surrender. But if you do happen to prove them wrong, be ready to lose a lot of sleep, because they'll be calling late into the night with another counterpoint to prove that they're right and you're wrong. So, while some are contemplating whether to pull out the white flag, others, ironically, will be waving that red flag of passion, looking for love. So what of love? What is it to love a Capricorn man? A studied huntress will find that the Capricorn man is strong and dependable with just a pinch of shyness. She will find that no matter his status of wealth, even though he will most likely own his own business, he is always dressed impeccably with a gentleman demeanor. and he will surely impress you with his good manners. This one here will remind you of one of those tough guys with a heart of gold, like Wolverine. And his favorite movie is probably, Die Hard Christmas. But before you reach for the box of tissue to shed a tear over his emotional side, you need to first understand that the villain role is the hero that he is modeling himself after. To live with a Capricorn man feels like being strapped to a mohair chair and forced to watch Fantasia on loop. The Disney movie, of course, not the singer. And never, ever question his motivation, because usually by the third date, he will surely have decided whether or not your dalliance is to be made permanent, whether you want it or not. It's mine, the target is set. You being the target. And when he shot his shot, be sure to applaud because they love it just like a Leo. But unlike a Leo, Caps see this applause as affirmation. And no matter what ride he takes to get to where he's going, once he's there, he's going to act like he's one of the members, just one of the boys in the club. For instance, think of Al Capone. He was a model of Capricorn ruthlessness with a need to be socially accepted. He dressed like a man of renown and less like a killer. And he assured that those that were around him all dressed the same. He made sure to attend to all that Chicago's social life had to offer. And he gave the appearance of a benevolent bad boy. And like an arrogant bad boy, not only did he break the law, but he challenged them to catch him. And once they did, history has it that he became the boss of the cell block in Alcatraz, which may be a perfect place for a Capricorn. I mean, nobody in there looking for love anyway. Ain't no love in the cell block. Well, maybe for some. But those looking to love on the goat should know that the goat's idea of romance includes you keeping your mouth shut and your legs open. And in the beginning, they may accidentally croak out an I love you, but if he does decide to choose you and marry you, you need to know that that may be the only time that you hear it. To him, the proof is in the pudding. So the fact that he chose you and he has allowed you to quit your job should be all the love you need. So why say it? And in the bedroom, lovemaking will most likely be regulated by a bookie, like he's in a boardroom or a pool room. I mean, don't get me mistaken. He can be passionate. Well, once he's comfortable enough to lose his inhibitions and that little hole that he cut in his pajamas because he don't want you to see his body. And no massage or mood-altering substance will work either. You just need the patience of a priest and the persistence of a first-day hooker, because it may be months or a year before he loses that hole he cut in the pajamas, followed by a handshake and a pat on the back telling you you did a great job. And he is the king of the double standard. What's good for the goose is not good for the gander here. He will scorn every sin and action of any and everybody. But in private, he is the very definition of hypocrisy, because the rule applies to everyone else but him. On top of being a proclaimed hypocrite, they are also quite condescending and oblivious to anyone else's feelings. I mean, besides their own. They see themselves as this great and mighty who expects to control your checkbook, social calendar, and even your house chores. Like you're some novice that needs guidance. Speaking of the home, he'll treat the home as if he is the head of operations, making sure to inspect the toothpaste tubes before you decide to throw them away. Waste not, want not. And unless he holds a certain position, career-wise, he will not be shopping for dinner or getting his hands dirty, changing the oil in the car. He will, however, dictate what food is bought, and he'll give you a pass to go call the auto shop that he recommends. He doesn't need someone who thinks or has a brain. They want a trophy wife. So, if you're a Libra, This may be the little Prince Charming you've been searching for. Because if you're independent, be ready for power plays so fierce, it'll make Scorpio look like an amateur beetle. For Capricorn, their ideal mate will do as he says and not as he does. And he will often make you annoyed, as he will try to make you feel like some wet cat he saved from the local river and expects loyalty in return. However, should you manage to wound him a little and his ego, he will assuredly hide away in a dark corner and sulk. It's best to use this time to catch a nap, because when he does decide to come to, he will surely try to catch you up in a murderous landslide, which will surely land you in a ditch if you're not strong enough to keep up. So, while you wipe yourself off and trek to climb the mountain to the mighty sea goat, be sure to add a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Let us know how we're doing over here and help us build this channel. We have more content coming down the line. And as always, thanks for watching and subscribing. And as we wait for the sun to finish its day, melting your senses, and the moonlight lights your path back down from the mountain, remember, the stars are always watching.